Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Rome 2 Emperor Edition here today on the channel. We're playing as the Roman Republic. This is episode 11 here today. We're going to be wrapping up the war in North Africa, taking a couple of settlements here and there, and then we're going to be declaring war upon the Averni and declaring war upon Gaul. We will have a Caesar in Gaul, let's say. Alright guys, hopefully you like the sound of that. Feel free to leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. I'd really much appreciate it. Our family tree is looking on point, and this is the Roman Republic that we've got going at the moment. We've got enough money, wealth, and economical might to maybe start justifying some wars on multiple fronts. We've got a couple nice kingdoms growing up there. We've got Sparta, which is quite large, the Marcomanni, and then we've got the Gauls itself. We currently have a bunch of legions in operation as well. So we're going to be sending Varys, which is Gnaeus Julius's brother-in-law. And we're going to be taking Dimity, which is a rebel settlement that I believe was either under Carthaginian or Numidian/Libyan control that rebelled. So we'll just march on in here with a clear-cut auto-resolve. And then bring in the entire province of Mauritania. I want to make this economical. I don't think I really need military buildings here. There's not like we're fighting swaths of enemies in the South Saharan. Oh, we've also found the Gamantians here as well. I would like to make it non-aggression or trade with them, ideally. As if I can't trade with them. We're like bordering them there. Alright, we need to push into more of coastal Africa as well. So we might swing and make a play down there. Gnaeus Julius Ciro, who is Gnaeus Julius's son. So this is the future heir and leader. And consul, of course. So we're going to push into Thapsus to start things off, moving south of Carthage. And we shouldn't have too much to deal with. There's Lepsus and Mako. But apart from that, Libya will be destroyed. We've destroyed a lot of their armies in the last couple of episodes and the Carthaginians, so we're really just wrapping them up. I'm making plans and preparations to go into Gaul, so we've got a couple of armies here that are just not being used in North Africa, so we can head them to the front line. Also got an army here in Corellos, and we've got the navy here. So I think we're going to get to a stage, because we're making so much money. I want to probably move to the Gallic border, then to the Spartan/Epirus border, and we might actually do one into Egypt as well, because we're in a really strong position at the moment. We're going to be able to have like 3 legions per theatre, which would be fantastic. So we'll move that down to southern Italy. And let's end the turn and continue. We still are at a war with Libya. So they do have a fleet just off Carthage here. So depending what they do, they could actually maybe attack Carthage. We did push to Thapsus, leaving it a little bit exposed. But there's a small garrison there. I'd nearly be inclined to let Carthage go if we can just crush that army. Unfortunately, Frisia, the trade agreement has been dissolved. A child has been born. But mission successful. And Vina Vina Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. Fantastic. That's what we need to go for now, I guess, in the mission front. And yeah, Aulus Julius has had a son. Servius as well. So we want to try and get these guys married off. We want to get to an ideal point where there's only Julii hogging up the Senate power and actively participating in wars, stealing all the gravitas, because that really just secures the Julii clan for us. So let's move out of Dimity. I think we're okay. We'll move this army out of Thapsus as well. So we're really just trying to mop up some mess we left at the last episode. Just these small little North African provinces. I don't think I want to push into Gamantian territory. I don't think Rome ever occupied it. Well, the thing is, the Roman map at its height that you see is a little bit deceiving, because it's not all of the territory they occupied. They obviously had a lot of client states in and around between, and they were like forcibly subjugated these people and make them pay. So for all intents and purposes, they owned it. I'm pretty sure the Gamantians were alive, but they weren't like free and independent. They were just like trading with them. It can be a little bit harsh going into the desert as well, so I don't want to go too far down there. We kind of want the more valuable and prized coastal territories. But Iberia is looking good. We've really Romanized it, which is fantastic, and it's becoming a really strong military / financial hub, which is cool. Yeah, it's sort of crazy how this campaign ended up. We ended up taking all of Spain before we even stepped foot in Arverni territory, or in Greece technically. But everything's looking good. Ah, the Gamantians do want trade. Well, we'll accept that. Yeah, I don't know why we couldn't trade with them before. I don't know what did that. Okay, during the end turn phase, unfortunately we have been attacked here by Libya, which is kind of annoying that they've attacked Thapsus. So we're probably going to have to retake the settlement. But it might not necessarily be a bad thing, as we did actually knock out 2 ballista units there. And we can move on in. A woman has been... Oh, okay, so Domina, we can import an important female character. Sure, I'm happy to do that, because then we can adopt her. So, I don't know what the maximum is. I can't remember. I'd nearly get Varys to do it, but he won't. Okay, and then once she gets gravitas up, we can marry her off as well. But so far, things are looking good. We're putting in the foundations to grow a pretty decent looking family tree. Alright, we're just outside of Lepsus now and in striking range. So we're going to send Gnaeus Julius II. Ciro is his name to identify him as, I guess. So they call him Junior. So we'll push into Lepsus, and we'll try and bring the entire province of Africa under our control that has Carthage. Perfect. Yeah, so we're not even coming up against much resistance. Seems very minimal at the moment. So Servius Julius can retake Thapsus, because we still want at least 3 armies down here. Because once we wrap up Libya, I think we might actually make a play for Carthage. We'll see who owns the other coastal territory. Oh god, they let a slums be built there. These fuckers. That's always so annoying, because we're going to have to repair it to break it as well. Oh god. It's like 3 turns of madness. Okay, back in the family tree, we should be able to either secure more promotions or get them married off. So Nochiro can get married off, so we'll go with him, because he is the biological Julii and descendant of Libo. So they will have a preference in the tree, but I kind of want to have whoever's best for the job be the head of the family and stuff. We'll see how we go. Okay, so we should be able to take their last settlement here at the top of the turn, and that should be the last of them. Yeah, so we'll look at Serenica in a moment, with Varys and Ciro pushing into their territory. Oh no. Is that really the territory of Libya, technically? Okay. I believe it's... Yeah, because Serenica owns Cyrene, doesn't it? So I thought potentially we could take that, which is a pretty decent settlement. But unfortunately it's fully under Egyptian control, and it looks like Cleopatra, or a Cleopatra lookalike, has taken control. So we might make plans and preparations to go to war against them. Anyway, we have 3 full stacks here on the border of Tolosso. It's currently winter, but we can probably make a play for Gaul soon. And we're getting more armies in southern Italy as well. So I think we should go to war with the Arverni. We do have trade and a non-aggression, but I think what we'll do is now after that sort of 10 minutes of management, I think we'll just have constant wars and battles against the Arverni for the rest of this episode. It will take a little bit while to subdue them. I'm just trying to see if there's anyone that kind of hates them. No. That we could join a war against them, but we might just need to straight up war deck them, which is kind of annoying. Okay, so let's move Gnaeus Julius Mesa, son of Libo. He's going to declare war upon the Arverni tribe. We're going to throw all the treaties out the window, and we're going to push into Berta Gala, which is a pretty crucial port city for the Gauls. This will cut off their Aquitania western trade. We'll move in reinforcements just to help things out. But I'm curious to see how the Gauls shape up against us, as the Roman Republic is now at war with the Gauls. We've got the Battle of Berta Gala, 210 BC. This can be a little bit of a tricky settlement to take as well. It's quite large. Quite built up. It can usually hold huge naval garrisons, and quite often there's usually a navy around as well. Okay, let's move up my ladders. Something like this. Yeah, that's alright. Slingers behind, and then the rest of the Principe just here. I might even move up my slingers as well to help out in the assault. Just to try and drag some of the arrow fire away from my infantry. But let's get things underway. Give out some attack orders. So I'm still yet to hit Marian reforms just yet. I want to try and time my expansion with my Marian reforms. Try and make it realistic in that sense. Not necessarily the time-wise. But here are the auxiliary cavalry. And we've got Principe marching on in for the siege of Berta Gala. So we currently have 3 full stacks in Gaul, 3 in Africa, and then we've got 1.5-ish heading for Sicily as well. Because we're strong enough now, we've put in the hard work that we can launch effective wars into multiple fronts. So let me know in what order. Should I declare war upon Egypt first, or the Spartans? I'm not entirely sure just yet. But here is the Gallic settlement. Look how cool this is. Nice, built up and snowy. Here we have the Gallic navy coming on in, with what looks like the Indonesian / Monaco flag. Our reinforcements have arrived. However, they have been whipped up here in force march, so they're a little bit exhausted. But they should be able to help us out nonetheless. Okay, let's swing around to the left and bring everyone up. Yeah, there's not really too much we can do about the navy being reinforced in. We're just going to have to let them get into the city. We've also got some Triarii moving up as well. So we've currently taken out one small poor Gallic boy there. Oh no. Taken out by a rogue slinger shot. Dude, they have been so incredibly impactful. The Iberian slingers that we've brought in, they have changed the face and shape of our battle. Because Vilites just didn't have the range, but the slingers are nearly double. They've been so good for us. Okay, we've got a Principe unit here with some flammable torches and oil, just trying to cause a blaze and a fire at the gateway. For the sake of time, we just attacked the settlement straight on. We didn't recruit any battering rams. So we've got the garrison navy here, which is usually used to protecting pirates and raiders from attacking Berta Gala. Now is being used for a military intervention, as the Principe have made their way up onto the walls and given out some attack orders as well. So the Romans are slowly but surely making their way on in, and some of them have arrived. Roma Invicta. The Romans are in a Gaulish city. Let's hack in and slash them and bring them down, lads. So hopefully we have some really cool and interesting and unique battles in this, because, as some Gaul gets absolutely thrown over a shield, over the shoulder. Because the Gallic Wars were just so interesting and fascinating. Like, Caesar's exploits are renowned because of it. Like, the engineering was just off the fucking Richter. Off the charts. With the amount of forts and bridges and stuff he whipped his men up to construct. Alright, we've got a Centurion commanding his Principe in. Let's give out some more attack orders here. But once we get Berta Gala under our control, we can use it as a base of operations to pivot and get further into Gaul/France. To be fair, I might actually look... You know what? I might actually bring one of my navies over to help. Because one of the problem is now is actually defending Berta Gala. If a Gallic naval or army swings on in, they can take it. It is a little bit exposed on that left-hand coast of France, but it's such a valuable territory to hold. Like, if you build the right buildings, you can really get the trade flowing like crazily. But so far, we're doing very, very well, fellas. We're doing very well. The gateway has been completely engulfed with flames, and hopefully it will burn and fall down to a crisp, and then we can swing in more Principe to attack. Okay, so they're holding and pinning us down here slightly. Nothing too crazy. They're wavering as well. I would like to advance and progress and push further in if we can, just to take some more ground. But 4 ladders is more than enough. I do quite like that we can attack in one turn. And some poor Gallic soul has just been sent to the afterlife there. They're capitulating as well. But even though this auto resolve was what, 95% in our favour, it's still turning out to be quite a decent battle. Alright, let's move on up further. It would have been harder if we didn't bring up those reinforcements, but I just want to make sure we fully get over the line and share out the chevrons where we can. So Legion 2 in the Gallica Theatre, let's say, are pushing on up to help out. They're going to be fresh into the settlement, but you never know. These guys might actually be more tired because they're being whipped up from Tolosa. Now, Tolosa itself can't get the best military units as reinforcements, so we do have to be a little bit careful on that. Fact, we have to be comfortable with it, because I turned Spain into basically my military hub, because that's where we're getting all these fantastic auxiliaries from. Man, maybe in hindsight I should have gone with House of Cornelia, because I am using a lot of auxiliaries. I did read in the comments when I asked a couple weeks ago, what house do you guys prefer? And someone made a really good point that he likes to roleplay with auxiliaries. And I was kind of banging on about like needing them, but they are so costly. Sometimes they're like 600 per turn, the denarii. So you can get more cool looking units in your army. I guess we can still get them. It's just like the cost based analysis of them. It's like you get one crazy cavalry unit which costs like 600, but your equites cost about like 150, 200 denarii or so. But I do think overall, from what I was sort of reading and what I already knew and thought the general consensus probably was that the Julii clan is the most popular and best faction. Okay, I've made the decision here to swing in my cavalry. The Principe are actually doing quite well, but there's just these capture points at the back that we haven't taken. Most of them are wavering now, except for the general unit. And sending in some cavalry, it might help speed things up, because there's currently 3 capture points here. We're going to get stuck into the Gallic general unit. But so far, like many barbarian factions, the Gauls really do hold their own and trade and take a lot with them. Like, this has not got an army in it. This is just a garrison. And their swordsmen always are hyper and ultra competitive compared to our Principe. Thankfully, I remodernized the army with them out of the Hastati variant. Okay, now hopefully there's no one in and around here. So we're going to send the cavalry up firmly into the city to try and swing in and take some of these capture points. Come on guys, double time. There might even be a small little charge here getting against some spearmen that are trying to flee and leave the city. Wow, check this out. One of the Gauls' sacred places. We've got some stone architecture. Looks really cool. Things look very Neolithic up in here. Oh, unfortunately there's an arrow tower there protecting it. That's annoying. Well, there's only one unit by the look of it. I thought potentially there might be units hiding in the trees or in these capture points, but it just seems to be the general there. Well, let's swing around a cavalry unit. Dude, we've only managed to knock out 20 with like 5 Principe charging them. That's kind of nuts. So we'll charge it in the rear, and that should capitulate them. Oh, and a decisive victory. That's just won it for us. Wow, Gnaeus Julius Macer deployed 5,200 and lost 500 in the battle. The Gauls deployed 2,000 with the garrison. They were able to bring in their navy, which really helped them out a bunch. A couple of the Principe did receive some heavy damage, but we're going to be able to get the dub in our first major siege against the Gauls. That was a good one. That was actually really quite enjoyable. Cool. Berta Gala is now ours. And we're going to try and defend our new land tooth and nail. So, Aquitania is the province. I think going with a trade. Try and repair some of that and then break that down. So they got 3 there. They also have Babract. Oh, I kind of want to get that gold mine as well. That was always a really good province to take. But so far it looks like Northern Gaul and sort of the west is occupied by the Belgae and maybe a couple of other tribes. Yes, we were going to push down here, weren't we? I don't know if any of them are in range technically. Okay, we're going to have to wait a turn before we put the final nail in against Libya in North Africa. Okay. Let's deal with Libya. I might actually move my spy to Cyrene. It's a shame Serenica as a faction was occupied, because we could have really used that piece of territory. I want to try and get a non-aggression with the Gamantians. The Nasamones as well. I don't know if I really want to push down into that desert part either. Family tree wise, let's get some marriages off. Servius. And I guess we'll just go in order of marriages. Alright, so at the top of the turn, let's charge on in. And let's just get rid of him once and for all. Perfect. The garrison was already at half health anyway. Cute. And now we've brought the province Africa, occupying Carthage, under our control. And there goes Libya. Done and dusted. Go with trade, and we'll try and break that down. And change it to a building more for my liking. Alright, we've got a navy coming in to help as well. Yeah, so I think we'll send one navy west, one navy east. We're still recruiting in Brundisium. I'm actually going to recruit another legion here in Rome. I feel like 3 is a minimum before we go up, before we push into a new theatre. And I think what I'll do, if we're fighting against Greeks, I might actually get more hoplites / triari to try and combat their hoplites and pikes. We'll spend a little bit of match in Berta Gala. I might actually stop recruiting here because we've spent too much cash. Like, it's going to take 3 turns. We don't need to stockpile that. There we go. Oh, looks like the Gauls have moved up an army here. Celtica, so some of it is owned. But the Arverni are still the dominant and strongest faction by the look of it. Yeah, if we can take Nemosis, that gives us gold. And Lemonium gives us an iron mine as well. Well, we might actually be able to intercept this army as it looks to retake Berta Gala. So we'll move Gnaeus Julius Macer out, and we'll move you up here as well. I might move the reinforcements with Ullius Julius to Berta Gala, and we've got the fleet eventually trying to head to Berta Gala as well. It's just taking a little while to get there, and on the way we'll upgrade as well. Awesome. Fan-bloody-tastic. Oh, so the Nasamona is now on trade. Yeah, maybe it takes a turn to open up the lanes. Yeah, sure, if they want trade, I'll give it to them. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of the turn. Let's continue our war against the Gauls. Okay, so it looks like that army that came out has actually moved back to Lemonium. And they don't seem to have an army further north. I'm just trying to think where we should go. I kind of want to go for that capital in their gold mine. Oh, okay, so they've moved another army here as well. Oh, wow. They've actually kind of pinned us in. Well, okay, I was just trying to see if that was the Queen herself. So there's an army that's been force-marched in here. We might actually need all 3 of these armies. Like, come up here, hold the bridge. I was nearly thinking, okay, we'll send one to deal with one stack, and then we'll try and hit the free unoccupied settlement. But they've actually been quite smart and have moved 2 full stacks up to try and stop us. Well, I could force march you here. There we go. Because I kind of need to... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because I want to be able to shepherd that point. I guess we risk Berta Gala. I don't think it's going to be attacked, but it could do. Alright, we'll fight this one. We're going to have a couple good fights here against the Gauls. So they have an army in force march. So do we. We've got the Battle of Nemosis. Oh, and the enemy has sallied out against us. So it's going to be an open field battle in 208 BC. We have an opportunity here to crush and destroy the first full stack from the Arverni tribe, from the Gauls. Okay, so a little bit of a difficult battle map. But I think we charge forward as quick as we can and try and take this high ground before they get there. We've also got additional reinforcements coming in as well. We'll go with the triple axis flying formation. I'm going to move the slingers off, as we don't want them at the front, because they're probably going to charge us. And then we'll try and move the army that force march from Berta Gala up. And we'll go with triple axis there as well, something like this. I'll get you guys to run and charge up. Okay, they're ascending the hill, but thankfully they don't seem to be going exactly where we're moving up and along to. Whoever takes the apex of this hill is probably going to win. But the Principe are moving into position. Morale is high. Tempers are cooled, as we've had a fantastic victory taking Berta Gala earlier on. And it looks like they're forming up as well. Yeah, I think just looking at the topography of this battle map, the Gauls actually had more hillside for them, so they were able to ascend it quicker than me. But there is the Averni, Barbarian Queen. Or her sister, potentially. Okay, I'm happy with this position. Time is on our side, as we just need to wait cool and calmly for those additional reinforcements to come on in. Let's just move some of the unit cards slightly to make it a little bit easier to manage and easier to look at. Cavalry. I guess we'll split some up. To make it just a little bit easier to micro.
Stay in formation. Advance and speed. Battle group disbanded. Advance at speed. Riders, advance.
Looks like they're charging, actually. Oh, we're going to get a Gala cavalry charge here. Oh! Dude. That Principe unit, I'm not even going to lie, kind of got a bit railed there. It was those side-on Peltash shots. That looked incredibly chaotic. Oh my fucking god. Just because they got bowled over in one instance. I didn't know if that Principe unit was going to collapse. Alright, looks like they got another charge here. So they're getting a slight charge bonus, which is a tad annoying. They're skirmishing. It looks like they're engaging the secondary armies, because we're going to be able to wrap around them. Okay, so the Gallic Wars are officially well and truly underway. Good to see one of the units is capitulating. Although we're on a bit of a slant here, we're okay. Let's give out some attack orders.
Our general is under attack.
Alright, we're going to have a crack at the general here. But I don't know if we're going to be able to capitulate him. Or her, rather said. Yeah, Oath Sworn, so only like 3 in that charge. Okay, so the second Legion is now here. Never fear, the second Legion is here. So let's swing and try and wrap them around to help us out. Let's move you back here. Let's try again. Actually, you know what? We might be better off to go with like a flying wedge. So what does that do? Melee and charge. I wouldn't recommend it in some Total Wars, but it is good in others. So we could do that. Let's form up. See if we can do it. We're capitulating a couple units here. We're absolutely crushing them. Okay, swing you further here. Alright, most of the guys have nearly formed up the wedge. Let's go again. Now, I wonder if this will make a bit of a difference. Visually, of course. But now with that added charge. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like we might have been able to get a bit of a higher tick rate on them there. They're doing the same to us. Stealing and adopting our tactics. There we go. Just making sure every unit's got an attack order going. Because we don't need to hold now and be passive. Okay, so we're wrapping around massively with this secondary army. Oh my god. Alright. We just might need to cycle charge again. There we go. Cute. Or you might be able to get him this time. I'm happy that they charged out against us. Because we've already had a siege battle here today. We've got a really nice and open land battle. And hopefully this is the one. So I guess this isn't the play. These auxiliary cavalry really just aren't heavy enough. They're not heavy cavalry. They can't pack a punch in completely just surrounding and destroying a general unit. Because, like, for example, your high medieval 1212 AD knights, if you did a similar thing, you'd basically dissolve the general's bodyguard. This has taken 3 cycle charges from 7 units. Which is quite a bit. Alright, so it looks like we're about to win here now. Now, thankfully... Hey, for the first time in this series, we've had over like 9-10 units of cavalry in an army. So we are now going to be able to run down as many of these guys as we can. Cool, let's give out some attack orders real quick. And just gobble up all these little old ants. And then we're going to be able to take the Gallic capital, which is huge. As it has a gold mine, we're going to be able to get so much money because of it. And we'll allow the auxiliaries to earn some of their pay. A nice whack of the spear there. There are some Roman brethren up on the side of the hill slain, unfortunately. Okay, a decisive victory with Aulus Julius deploying 5,100. Oh wow, that was nearly a 10,000 man battle. Because they deployed 4,000, that was quite a bit. That was a juicer. They deployed 3,800 and lost that. Looking at the casualties sustained and inflicted, the Principe did take a bit of a battering, even from that first army. Cavalry did exceptionally well. Couple hundreds all around and some firm handshakes from the Roman Chads. Alright, let's push into Nemosis. Let's loot the settlement. And there we go. Look, we can get gold mine trenches. And then all we need is Aquitania. And then we've taken our one full and first Gallic province. Let's go. Okay, welcome to the top of the turn. So we can't see in the fog of war. I imagine they've still got an army there. So we'll advance slightly with Gnaeus Julius Mesa. And they've come out, but they've gone in a fortified position. Interesting. If I attack that, it's going to draw out the garrison, which is 7, which is fine. I guess we'll fight this one. Okay, so they're going to stand and fight. So they've decided to advance and then fortify, which is interesting. Okay, so we're going to have the... Wow, we've actually had 3 rather unique battles here against the Gauls. The first of which being an offensive siege battle, aggressively taking Berta Gala. We besieged their capital, which turned into a land battle as they tried to intercept us on our approach. And now it's gone to a fort battle, as I like to see. The nice shade of green on the grass and on the banner, and a fort in Gaul. Well, I think we just try and surround the fort, and then depending where the reinforcements come from, we'll deal with that. So we'll go for a 3-pronged attack, and I guess we'll just sort of have to wait to see where their reinforcements come on in. Okay, so they're coming from here. So let's try and stop them from coming in, because the garrison can be quite large. Because ideally what we want to do is attack the reinforcements while the army stays within the fort. Okay, we're not actually favoured to win this one. 60% not in my favour, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful, but we should be okay. It will be close. Okay. I think Gnaeus Julius Macer, consul, dictator, and faction leader should go on in. It looks like they're selling out, which is interesting. They're not staying back within the confines of the fort and support of the arrow towers. Dude, they've actually come out a lot. It might just turn into a land battle with a bloody fort just behind. Let's form up a bit better there. We've gone out and crushed that skirmisher unit. Okay. We've managed to intercept some of them, but not all. And now that gap... Dude, they're coming out swinging. Okay, we've caught a couple units. Oh no, we actually might have... I should have brought more with the... Oh, damn it. I should have saved more infantry with the skirmishers. Oh, God. I'm actually surprised they're actually charging out. Dude, they are being hyper aggressive. What the fuck? Okay, so let's swing like this. We're going to just have to make a quickly just small defensive formation. Narrow the skirmishers. We do have some cavalry in the general unit, but we're just going to have to be careful. Oh god, so they've turned this defensive fort battle into a quite aggressive attack. Maybe it was a bait. Maybe they thought, oh, the Romans are going to love this. They're going to think we're going to get a siege, but they're going to lure us in and then charge. Oh my god, we're getting massively enveloped. I think I might have thrown this battle now. This is not looking good whatsoever. We've got to be careful on our charges, but we'll try and get them off. I'm going to chuck on skirmish mode so that the skirmishers can start kiting some of these units. I would recommend chucking it on. Normally if you're sitting in defensive it's not good, but now that it just saves me from microing, that'll be good. Okay, we've managed to wrap around behind the front line to their skirmishers. Oh no, we're losing a couple boys here. Oh no, there's going to be a good charge behind here. There's not much we can do about that. The center might just fall and capitulate. Sometimes if you can expose one infantry unit for like 4 or 5 slingers, you should be able to wipe it. Oh no, these poor Principe have been surrounded. Okay, so now we've got some more reinforcements in. Dude, this is very saving Private Ryan up in here. Saving these Roman Principe, these Roman privates. Oh my god. Dude, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this one off. Yeah, you just don't know where the reinforcements are going to deploy from. We just set up with the plan of attack of surrounding and strangleholding the settlement. But those reinforcements, man, oh man, threw in a huge spanner into the works. Okay, now the Principe are being crushed. Cavalry's doing alright. Still about 60-40 in their favour, I would say. Maybe if the cavalry and the skirmishers strike true, we might be able to pull it off. But a lot of my Principe just look really exhausted and really green around the gills. Maybe we don't get their general unit. Continue the chase, but also we don't want you overextending too much. And really just like running away. Those 2 units are being wasted. Like, they need to be in here helping out. I have managed to sneak 1 Principe unit into the fort. I haven't actually seen that defensive testudo yet in this series. I guess I haven't needed to use it until now. Try and fuck that skirmisher unit off if we can. Okay. Now that the reinforcements come in looking alright. Those skirmishers... I think really the skirmishers and the slingers are going to get the kills. And once we take the fort square, we should be able to get some increased leadership and morale. We're still not out of the woods just yet, but we're looking pretty good. As the power and the balance of power indicates, they've swung back to our favour now. Morale bonuses for an unit, yeah. I was just curious to see what it specifically said. They're now wavering. Oh my god. I thought I nearly threw, but I think the Romans are going to be able to claw this one out and pick up a victory by the absolute skin of their teeth. Oh my god. Now, it is a fort, so I do want to try and run down as many of them as possible, because some of them are technically, like that first army that came up, are technically from the garrison. So it will just make it a little bit easier. And we might even be able to straight up take the city if we destroy enough of the garrison. Just need to make sure. I wish you could identify which ones came from where, because you would prioritize the garrison over this army. Oh my god. You can actually see scorched on the ground there where we were defending from. Oh my god. What a crazy battle. Man, what an episode. We've had an absolute banger of an episode here in Gaul. It's been a good one. Right, let's end it there. Close to victory. No shit. Gnaeus Julius, 2,300 up against 4,000. So what's that? We're racking up. We must have taken out nearly 1,500 Gauls. Potentially. Look at that. 275 with the Principe unit. Wow, 265 with the general unit. 367. What? Dude. Well, 2 full stacks, 3 garrisons. They might have one more army, but you wouldn't imagine the Gauls would have too much after this. So this is what you need, at least like 3 full stacks at a minimum if you're going to declare war against a major faction. Oh, that's a bit of an oof. We've lost a couple of high chevroned Principe units, which I would have rather kept. Well, we're going to be able to probably take Lemonium now and secure the vital and strategic iron veins in the settlement. And now we can just march on in against the garrison. Yep, look at that. We can just move on in. Kill. Oh, there's even a blacksmith there. Oh, that's cool. Might go with a gem building. Decisive victory. Yeah, so they haven't got all of Gaul under their control. So there's Babract we need to take. Well, let's advance up and over the river and onto the border, as they do have a small army there. I could go further in, and then maybe... Because I wouldn't mind if they attack me, to be honest. Okay, welcome to the top of the turn. So we should be able to push against Babract. They didn't actually attack us in the end turn phase there. But in Cenobum, we might be able to push them take it. So I imagine they've only got 2 pieces of territory left. We'll bring in both armies. And we've already played a lot against the Gauls here. And that's only half an army. So we'll push on in and take Babract from them. I don't know if we're going to be able to hit Cenobum on their last settlement, I guess. We'll change things to a civic. Break that down as well. So they've probably only got 1 more settlement left, from what I can see. And Gnaeus Julius Mesa is a little bit exhausted. I could actually bring in some mercenary Gallic warriors for the lols, like literally. If we're just trying to take that last settlement, like why the hell not? Yeah, it looks like they've just got that. And then that's it. And then we're going to deal with the Nervii and potentially the Iceni as well. But anyway, we've managed to take 4 huge chunks of Gaul. We're on the border here with Sparta, so we might be able to declare war upon Illyria, or move into Illyria and declare war upon Sparta. We're in a good position now. 3 full stacks, so let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. We've got a little bit of cash left over, so maybe just getting some mercenary cavalry. Yeah, look at that, 650. Dude, that could be like 300. If we went with the House of Cornelia A. Like, I think we'll go with the companion cavalry, because we're probably going to be facing them in Greece anyway. And we might look to go to war with Egypt as well. So I haven't decided. I probably would rather go with one or the other. So let me know in the comments, but we're looking poised to have a war against them. Like, look at this. I've mobilized up on the border here with 3 full sacks as well. So we could go to war with Egypt. Maybe we should go to war with both of them. Declare war upon Sparta, a Hellenic faction, and Egypt, with a Hellenic dynasty being Cleopatra technically in charge. But we've still got the Belgae as well, that I'd like to take, because that was traditional Roman territory. I don't know if we'll push into the Marco Mani territory that they've got, but we could do. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed episode 12. I think I misspoke at the start and said episode 11, but it's episode 12. Stay tuned for episode 13 coming out tomorrow. And yeah, we're going to be kicking off with another war and probably just wrapping up the last of the Gauls, unless any surprises or anything happens in Gaul. We still got to deal with the Belgae and the Iceni as well. So still a lot more episodes and Roman military campaigns to come as we look to try and create and forge the Roman Empire. Alright, gotta play the outro now, guys. I'll see you in a bit. Unfortunately, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my social media links in the description below if you want to stay connected with me. I also want to say thank you to this month's patrons and channel members: Victor K, Sebastian C, Jordan K, Caesar L, Brian S, Tao, Lion B, Kyle P, Tom C, and White P. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.